To get your followers to buy from you this week, as opposed to them saying, "Oh, I'll buy later," or "I'll buy during your next launch," you need to close these three gaps that I've seen a lot of coaches and service providers leave open when they're selling. The first one is that you need to start selling to the current version of them, not the future version of them. Here's what I mean. Hi, my name is Deborah, and I help coaches and service providers position their premium offers for high paying clients and get clients consistently. And one of the conversations most of my clients usually have before they work with me is, being stuck in that, "Oh, people love my content. I'm even getting DMs. We're almost there." But then there's always that, "Oh, I would buy next week. I would buy later. I would buy during your next launch." And because of that, they're not hitting their sales goals as much as they want to. I want to walk you through the three gaps that I typically work with my clients to close so that they can get followers to buy from them this week. And if that's one of the things that you want, if you want to shorten your sales cycle, if you want to get people buying from you faster, if you want to get people buying from you now as opposed to postponing the sale, you want to watch this till the end. The first thing I see all the time is that coaches talk to the people that they want to work with, not the versions of their clients that like wake up every day. So they talk to like the best fits type of their clients. They talk to like their clients when they have accomplished the outcome. So most times a fitness coach is talking about, oh, building your dream body, hitting your dream weight. Meanwhile, they're supposed to be speaking to the version of the client that woke up this morning, right? They maybe woke up thinking, "Oh my goodness, I missed my workout again," or, "Oh, my schedule is going haywire. I don't feel like I'll be able to keep up with my workout." For them, it's not about getting their dream body. It's about being able to stay consistent with the now problem that they're facing. So you need to ask yourself, what is the now problem that they're facing? What is the now problem that they wake up when they stretch? Like that's what's top of their mind. Because when you keep speaking to the version of them that is somehow perfect, they would feel like, "Oh, maybe I need to fix myself before I work with a coach." Or maybe, "Oh, I need to keep doing what I'm doing and then I would figure it out by myself. Then I would work with a coach later." So I had a client of mine who's a relationship coach, and she was going on and on about like healthy communication, helping you build healthy communication. But for that dream client, like healthy communication felt like a far-fetched goal. For them, they just wanted to understand why they were not bonding. So we had to switch her messaging from talking to the ideal type of client that she wants to work with to talking to the today version of the client that she wants to work with. So what this looks like for you is, instead of fixating on the transformation that you help people achieve, you need to ask yourself, "Oh, what is the pressing, highly payable problem that when they wake up on a random Tuesday morning, they're thinking of? And how can I speak more to a problem that is just in front of them now so that they can trust that I can help them solve that problem that is just in front of them now? And they can trust that if I help them solve that problem that is just in front of them now, their most obvious problem, their most pressing problem, I can help them solve a future version of the problem that they have." And that's what you want to be paying attention to, both in your content, in your offer, in the conversations that you're having with them when they come to your DM, even in your sales calls. I go deeper into this with my clients when I work with them because we now break it down to as simple as asking, "Oh, when your ideal client wakes up, right? What are the things that they react to? What are they already trying that is not working? What have they tried to resolve that has proven difficult?" If you understand this on a daily basis and you're speaking to it, it will make sense. For example, with you being my ideal client, I know that yes, you want to position for high paying clients. But first of all, your frustration is even, "Oh, how can I get my current followers to even start buying from me, pending when I attract the high paying clients that I want, or pending when I attract like a completely new type of audience?" And that's the same method, or that's the same thing that's influencing me creating this kind of content that I'm creating. Because I know that if it speaks to your now problem, it will be easy for you to see how, after you solved your now problem, you can now position for high paying clients. Because if your content, your offer, your messaging skips over this exact moment that you're dealing with, it will just look like, okay, this is helpful, I'll save it. As opposed to, "Oh, for real, they can help me now. Okay, let me work with them now." Once you bridge this first gap, it will be easy for you to sign clients as soon as this week. The second gap you need to close is a bit more subtle because you're currently naming the outcome, maybe even naming their problem, but you're not poking at why they are not able to get there on their own. When you create your content, they feel aware, but your content isn't highlighting the reason why, even though they know what's wrong with them, they cannot solve what is wrong with them by themselves. So they need you, they need your services, they need your skills. Still on the fitness coach example that I had given, right? A fitness coach will constantly talk about, oh, showing up, how you have to be like consistent at the gym, consistent with your routine. But then if you don't talk about the cycle of overtraining that they're dealing with, the burnout that they're dealing with, why they keep quitting, why you're the best person to help them stay consistent, it will just look like oh, okay, now that I understand that this is the problem, I'll just keep trying it on my own. Oh, this coach is saying I need to be consistent. I'll just keep trying it on my own. However, you need to flip the switch. With most of my fitness clients, what I do is that we sit with their messaging and what they're saying and the content and move it from just, oh, this is why you're not consistent, to this is what I'm going to do to help you be consistent. This is how my offer helps you stay consistent. This is what methods, or this is how my methods help you stay consistent. This is the mindset block that you're dealing with, and my coaching will help you stay consistent with it. Do you see? As opposed to just, oh, the reason why you're not hitting your fitness goals is because you're not consistent. It makes them problem aware, but it doesn't shift them to the point where they're able to make an urgent decision as to working with you like now. If you name the outcome and the struggles that they have with the outcome without naming like what the underlying thing is and how your offer or how your product or how your programs help them fix that underlying thing, they'll just feel like, okay, maybe I'll keep putting in more effort, and after a while I'll be more disciplined, and they will feel like discipline would help them get that result. Meanwhile, it's not discipline that would help them become more consistent. It's the structure that you have inside of your offer that would help them do that. So you need to show them that some more. And this last gap is where premium buying really happens. You need to shift from selling the service to selling the relief that they would experience after they make this decision. The truth is, they are deciding to buy later because they feel like they can still deal with it. However, if you're putting it at their forefront, the relief that they would experience from working with you as opposed to just your service, it will be a lot easier. Still on my fitness coach example, right? As opposed to just saying, oh, I'll help you get your dream body, it feels vague. You would help them experience the relief of the fact that they can eat their favorite foods, but then still lose weight. They can have a busy schedule, but then still lose weight because your method helps them do that, right? You're selling them the relief that they would experience after they decide now. So it means you also need to even poke at why they shouldn't decide later, but they should decide now. So sometimes your fitness client is not just struggling because they're not keeping up with their workouts. They're also struggling because like they're doing it, but they don't know if they're doing it wrong. They are doing it, but then they're just like, okay, when is it going to happen? When am I going to, when is the scale going to come down? When am I going to get some inches of my waist? So you need to sell that decision to them and how your offer helps with making the aftermath of what they want to experience possible. Your content has to move from just explaining to making them feel like, oh, so this is why waiting is dangerous. Oh, okay, I need to work with this person today. But these are not just things that you do one time. These are things that you need to apply to your content, your offer, your messaging, even the conversations that you have in your DMs or on your sales call. And this is what I help coaches and service providers like you do on the inside of my program called ExecuTap. We don't just talk about positioning for high paying clients. We look at how you're currently describing your offer, what your audience is responding to, and what needs to change so that they can buy today as opposed to saying, I will buy later. So if your followers keep buying later instead of now, you need to shift these three things. One, like I mentioned, speak to their today version, right? And I can help you even extract what your ideal clients are thinking. Most times when I work with my clients who are fleshing out week in, week out, who are fleshing out possible thoughts that they're having, possible questions that they are having, everyday problems that they're dealing with so that we can tackle that. So one, you want to speak to their current version of them. Two, you want to name the pattern that they're stuck with without your help. So you want to show the pattern that they would keep falling into if they don't get help. That way they realize that, oh, this is not something they can DIY. This is something they need a coach like you for to solve. And three, you want to sell the relief that they would experience after deciding now. For some, your content is even making them feel like they can still cope. So you want to speak to why they cannot keep coping with this and they need to make a shift now. This is something I also help my clients do when we create like their positioning shifts. For you to be positioned and paid, you don't just have to be liked or respected or trusted. You have to create content that builds urgency in a way that helps them make their buying decision as soon as now. When these three things are present, your sales will move from being dramatic and random to being consistent and predictable. And this is exactly what I help coaches and service providers do. Position their offers, their messaging, every single aspect of their brand in a way that people don't just relate to it, but then they're deciding to work with them as soon as now. And if that's a goal that you have, you definitely want to work with me on the inside of ExecuTap. In ExecuTap, we work through your messaging, your offer, your structure, so that everything about your brand doesn't just feel like this makes sense. It feels like this is what I need now. So you definitely want to book a sales call to work with me on the inside of ExecuTap using the link I'm sharing on your screen. Now, if you resonated with this up until this point, you definitely benefit from the insights and the resources that I share on the inside of my email list. So you want to join my email list at deborahijoma.com/emails, and I will break this down even some more. With my email list, you can also reply to me, ask me some more questions, and I will be happy to put you through. I'd also love to know more about what you do, some other questions that you have around getting your followers to buy faster, or general questions that you have around positioning for high paying clients and closing them faster. So feel free to drop your questions in the comments, and I'll make more videos or expand this in my upcoming videos. You can also connect with me outside of YouTube at Deborah Ijeoma on Instagram, or you can visit deborahijoma.com to find out more about my work. I'll see you in my next video.